In the Labor and Workforce Development Committee this week, you heard a bill called the Family Leave Act. What is it, and why is this a dangerous bill?
Before we get into the actual bill, let's think about what employers already do for their employees on a voluntary basis. I know a lot of small businesses that they appreciate their employees. They work with them however they can to give them whatever leave necessary. This bill would create a mandate, and an expensive one. It would actually mandate that the employer and employee pay a percentage of the wages into this program. I mean, it'll cost employers billions of dollars. I mean, the first fiscal note alone, $96 million collected from businesses and employees. And it only gives an exemption for those employers that employ under 4 employees. I mean, this is a dangerous bill for small business. It's not that the idea of family medical leave is a bad idea, but again, employers are already doing that. And so it really sets up a very serious thing, very onerous. In a calendar year, they could take up to 12 weeks of paid leave. I don't know many small businesses that could continue to sustain that. I mean, let's hope that families don't come in and need a situation every year. But the way it's structured is not good. In fact, right now, there is no other state in the nation that provides this kind of program. The city of Seattle, this is modeled after the city of Seattle, their ordinance, and even they're having difficulty with it. But if you think about something so striking that Boeing said in committee was, you know, right now our competition isn't in the world, it's amongst the states. And this is setting up Washington State once again to be unfriendly to business.
There are also a handful of workers' compensation reforms moving through the legislative process. Why is this important for employers, and why do we need reform?
Well, if you can think about our workers' comp system in Washington State, we're only one of 4 states, number one, that have a state-run monopoly system. It encourages no private insurance of any kind. I mean, that's the only place you can get it, is here, you know, with the state government. It's extremely expensive. The time loss averages are just huge. It's just a very inefficient run system. And although we made changes last year, it's still one of the top issues that our businesses talk about. Each year, the amount that they pay is expensive. Right now, there's a lot of talk about increases coming to keep that workers' comp fund solvent. So even though they've been held low, our employers know that increases are coming, and that's just really does not get them in the mood to hire or to expand their businesses.
What are some of the proposals?
The ones we're seeing right now are coming from the Senate, and God bless them for doing that. We couldn't get anything like that out of the House right now, unfortunately. A couple of the proposals I'll key in on, and one of the biggest cost drivers of the system is the inability of workers to do structured settlements. So if you're an injured worker, you can either take a monthly payment or you can do a one-time settlement. The thing is, I want to make sure that the workers have the ability to choose what fits best for them. And we did pass that last year, some, but it was only for older workers. It was only for those 65 and older. What we found is that really we need to capture and allow workers that are not as old. I think the bill would be for 40 on up, to be able to utilize that if they want. The second one I like is that you could do voluntary settlements for any age worker class. And again, it's about flexibility. It's about giving employees a choice. Hopefully they never have to need it, but if they do, it's there and they can still choose to use. Oregon does a similar model to this, and it's working very well, and their workers' comp costs are a lot lower. I mean, if you think about it, this is still the #1 issue that our small businesses talk about. And when you talk about wanting to attract businesses, retain employees, grow businesses, they need predictability and they need certainty. And this is one way we could get them there.